But we on it. We'll talk about that after the show. You know,
Yes,
I'll talk
sir.
about money on the stream. So, man, but you already know before we do anything, you have to know always we gotta do what God said and let there be light.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
We look good.
Man, I know my eyes. I am exhausted, and I know you can see it in my eyes, but it's cool. Cause the show must go on.
Yeah, I'm tired, but we're gonna
push through.
It's been a
Almost the
long
weekend.
fucking week.
Yes.
Like it's been a long fucking week. Oh,
Yes.
mute. All right, so how was y'all week though? Like, you know, y'all.
You go first?
Yeah, like
Yeah, go ahead.
Mine was not too bad. I don't remember I really even did over the weekend. Oh no, I saw a Russ concert. I went to Miami for a Russ concert.
oh, you went to a Russ concert?
Yeah, that was
I've never been to a Russ concert,
Nice.
but
Yeah, it was nice.
I like Russ. He be
Yeah,
singing.
Nice little vibe.
Yeah.
Nice little vibe. Nice little vibe.
oh, what it's called? The first one I heard of Russ was what's that? What you want? What you really want?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. I didn't
Yeah.
realize my dog was fully independent and doing this shit. And I respect that. I respect that,
He
especially
really
as a
sang.
musician. I really do respect that. What about you? How was your week?
My weekend was good. Went to AGP. That was
I
a
know y'all
vibe.
shut AGP
Yeah.
down.
You already know. So that was a good vibe. And then when I got back, I don't know, this week flew by, honestly. Got back on Sunday, went straight to work on Monday, did some homework, all that. It flew by and I blinked and I'm like, oh, it's podcast day. It's Thursday. So it was a good week. No complaints. No
Hey,
complaints.
My week. There's a purpose to my week. That's all.
Okay.
You know, there's a purpose to it. Like it's been a long week, but it's a purpose to it. But you know what? It gets better. It gets better, and you know, we grind so we can shine. Like that's all it's about. You grind now so you can shine later. But speaking of that, before we even go any further, I think it's time to kick this thing on off.
Yes, it is.
So y'all sipping, we good.
Started early.
I go by the name LB Easy, aka Passport Puppy. I'm here with my bro Mayhem and the beautiful Simone. And this is the show that you tuned in for, Vibe Society. Yeah, baby. That's what Vanilla said. Vanilla said, man, my hair gonna be different every show.
Yeah.
But nah. And first off, I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. Just being patient with
Bear
us.
with us.
YouTube. All right. So let me explain something. If you haven't been on YouTube or if you haven't streamed on YouTube previously, what's happening is that YouTube has a new live studio format. And if you don't already have an established streaming history, it's requiring you to authorize multiple times. And so it gave me the stream key for us to do this today. Actually, if you looked at C Media, you'll see that it was this random 3-second video that posted this morning at 6 a.m. And that was me testing it, making sure it finally works. We get here to do the show. We're going live. Like it was planned. It's going to pop up later, but it wasn't popping up on YouTube. Like you couldn't find it on YouTube. So I think we were talking, and I think we're going to switch to doing our live on Twitch. Just so we don't run into it, because this show is not a LB Easy show. You get me? Like it's our show. So I don't want this to be going to my platform. You get me? Like it's our thing. Mm-hmm. So we're going to create a vibe. So we'll let you know. We're gonna talk after the show.
Working out the kinks.
We'll let you know. Now YouTube, I know a lot of people are more comfortable with YouTube because that's more familiar. Yeah. But if you ever seen a live stream on Twitch, it's
smooth.
It's smooth.
I like it.
And it's fun. Because I did some stuff on Twitch before and I like it. That's why I was like, we might just do that. Yeah. But I appreciate y'all really bearing with us. We got a couple text messages like, hey, I can't find it, and I appreciate that.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, but But as always, y'all know y'all can join the conversation. We have the chat. Please jump in the chat if you want to join the conversation, or you can just sit back and laugh as we go about this, because we're not here to do anything but have a good time
and drink
and have some great convo
and drink
with some good drinks.
And you already know where the drinks come from. It comes from Mixmasters, our sponsors. So Mixmasters, if y'all realize, show number 1, they gave us 6 drinks. Yeah. And obviously, we did not need that much liquor.
It was lit.
So we say we'll take 3. We'll take 3.
Work our way back up.
So we have. I'm gonna switch it up next week. I promise you. I won't get it again. But we have strawberry Henny.
That's a go-to.
Which is my favorite. So you always put it in there. But I'm gonna tell them just mix it up this time. We're gonna do something different. We have mango Henny. With real mango in there. We didn't even touch this one yet, so we're gonna bust that down.
That's next.
But we got a new one. This not on my menu list, so I'm gonna have to hit them up and see which one this is. But it's something blueberry. And what's that? Pineapple?
It looks like pineapple.
So you got blueberries and pineapples in that. We got real strawberries in the strawberry Henny and real mangoes in the mango Henny. So shout out to Mixmasters. Make sure y'all go check them out. Mixmasters LLC. They're on IG. Put your orders in. They ship. They deliver.
And they fire.
They're fire as fuck. Also, they do provide bartending services as well. So pull up. And if you're not sure, let's say for instance you're saying, hey, I'm not sure. Y'all talk a good game. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Well, we're going to be live, and we don't know. We'll let you know if it's going to be on Instagram. Just follow Vibe Society on IG, and we'll let you know how we're going to do it. We may do it off our IG. Simone was saying we should run IG live for that. But on the 25th, R&B Cookout.
Oh,
get
man.
your tickets.
Oh, get your ticket. When I tell you, this is going to be bad. Like, this is where you want to be. All right? So get your tickets. It's an 18 and up event. When I tell you, you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss. They're going to have vendors out there, and you can get some of these Mixmaster drinks.
Facts.
You can taste this and see that it's for real. But also the biggest thing is, the most important thing is, you can come and vibe with us.
Yes.
Vibe Society will be live on the scene, and we will be meeting the rest of the society. We'll be doing some interviews, some meet and greets, and vibing. Now, what happens there stays there.
Yes.
So,
psych, it's all getting recorded. Everything getting recorded.
All right. Well, if you see us a little tipsy off these Mixmaster drinks, just know what it is.
Speaking of that, let's get into the trigger word of the day.
Now, this trigger word, since we're already drinking, I'm a little nervous.
We're gonna slip up this week.
You think we gonna switch? We done made it a couple weeks without slipping up. So let's see. All right, here we go.
Let's see.
What's the trigger word? Weird.
I'm definitely drinking.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that is Mayhem's word.
Why are you being weird to me?
I said that shit regular.
So the trigger word for today is weird. I'll go ahead and update that real quick while we're on this thing. All right.
I want to let the new viewers know what the trigger word is.
All right. So trigger word means this. If while we're talking, if we say the trigger word, which is weird, then we have to drink. And what drink mean is shot. So
trigger shot. You get it.
Yes.
So you can play along. Some people decide they want to just play alone in the sense of every time we said and somebody drink, you drink, or you can pick somebody that you're going to be on their team. So if you're on Mayhem's team, then at that point in time, you will say, all right, if
drink with me, drink with me.
You're going to drink with them. Or you a soldier, a savage, and you say, you know what? I'm drinking with everybody.
Fuck it.
That's not me. That's not me.
Nope.
All right. So I updated it down there. Once again, make sure you follow us on social media, IG, Vibe Society. If you're enjoying the show, you are welcome to support the show. We're going to, we have some stuff we're working on. I'm not going to say anything right now. Lay around.
Stay tuned.
let's go ahead and get into it today. Now, today, we're talking about competition. Now, we're not talking about a track meet. She's a runner, she's a track star. We're not talking about basketball. What we playing for? For your heart. Loving basketball for all the people that don't know. We're talking about competing for a significant other. Competing for that person that you find attractive, and so on and so forth. Now, the first thing I think about when we say competing, I think as a man, we compete every day. Like,
Facts.
we know for a fact that I use myself, for instance. I'm a big dude. And I know that there's some women that don't fuck with big dudes. So I know that my approach, I have to, all right, what else can I offer? You know, my game got to be smooth. I got to smell good, look good, you know? And that helps. And it's the same thing if a guy is short, if a guy is not handsome, if a guy, you know.
You gotta know your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, just like if a nigga know he ain't got no money, but he can slang dick, he know he gonna be good.
He gotta
slang that dick.
He gonna be slanging.
like we understand as men because, you know, when we're, you know, young, we know immediately where we at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's normal for women to say, "Oh, I don't fuck with no short man. I don't fuck with fat dudes. I don't fuck with skinny dudes. I don't fuck with bald dudes. I don't like light skinned dudes. I don't like dark skinned." Like, it's okay for that.
Preferences,
Yes.
Which is cool.
Which is okay.
Well, what happens when the ball is in the other court? When the shoe is on the other foot? And guys have preferences. Now, we need to say, are you willing to compete? Now, first, before I go any further, I'm going to ask the lady that's here today. How do you feel when you hear that phrase or that word or even this topic of competing for a mate, competing for that man?
So the funny thing is, when it comes to the concept of competition, I never really saw it personally, for me personally, as competition. Mm-hmm. I would just see it as me dressing up for myself, going to look good. But I do have a lot of friends that will be like, "Oh, I have to step to look better than these other girls." And me, I just say I have to
keep
step
your foot on
because
their necks.
I want to look good. I want to feel good. You look good, you feel good. So I don't really see myself as necessarily competing for a guy. I see it as me wanting to look my best and put my best foot forward. I don't necessarily think of the other women. That's me personally. But a lot of women in today's day and age think differently.
Yeah.
But, like, honestly, like, you know what I'm saying?
She's typing up lines.
She say, what? Compete? Let me explain how
Let me explain. Because I'm a little old school. But a lot of my younger friends, especially like people that are like in the 21, 22, it's always, I got to look better than her. I have to be the best dressed in my friend group. I got to make sure that I turn all the heads in the room, as Vanilla would say. She walked in and all the heads turned. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I necessarily compete. I just really do it for myself.
So if a man told you, I'm dating, but like we're going on dates X, Y, and Z, but I'm also seeing other people. Mm-hmm. When that equation gets brought up, or that, you know, new variable, how do you not see it as competition at that point?
I've never thought of myself as competing for a mate.
Has a guy ever told you, like, I'm dating other women?
Yeah. I prefer a straight up honest man, but I still don't see it as competition. I see it as, hey, I'm bringing myself, so take it or leave it.
I respect that. I think a lot of men, like, we play sports. We're competitive. It's a good thing if you're competitive. You're competitive at work. If you're competitive with your friends playing video games.
It's almost expected.
Yeah,
as a man.
It's like, if you're not competitive, I can't even be friends with you if you're not a competitive person.
Now,
Truth be told.
Let me ask you this, though.
I think that breeds jealousy. The competitive spirit breeds jealousy in women. True. In women, it does.
Now, I really wish Vanilla was here. She had to do some other stuff today. So I told her, don't worry about it. Handle that. But I really wish we had her here just so we can have another female perspective, because I don't want you to feel like, you know, it's on my shoulders to speak for the women, no. You know. But
you're gonna get mad misogynistic.
Nah. Unless, you know, you all, the society, wants to chime in on the conversation
in the chat. You can type in the chat.
Feel free. Please. But my thing is this: have you ever had a situation where you it's a guy that you're like, damn, and you know that, all right, I got to step my game up. Because as men, we see that all the time. I'm going to tell you straight up. It's this one young lady. I'm not going to say her name. I'm not going to say anything like that. Let's just say she went to UCF. And she is smart. She's gorgeous. She's cool. And I know, like, when you're like this kind of woman, you know, as a man, you got to step a certain way. You can't just step any kind of way. And there's a lot of women that's like that.
Can be caught lacking.
But just in my perspective, that's one of the women that, you know, I'll bring that because somebody had saw, they asked me, they was like, oh, you know her? And I was like, oh yeah, I know her. We went to school together and all that stuff. Boom, boom. Oh, what you, I'm like, bro, like, if you're going to step, you better step right. Like,
come correct.
You know, like that's not, yeah. But, I wonder as, you know, as a woman, if you see a dude that check all those boxes off at that time, do you subconsciously say, all right, I gotta make sure I'm on my P's and Q's.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Always.
So it's competing, but it's not. You don't listen as competing. You're just saying I'm doing what I need to do.
Yes. I don't look at all the other girls lined up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe every now and then I'm like, damn, okay, she's thick. Okay, she got that a little bit better than me, but I don't see it as competing. I see it as, hey, I'm me. Let me step up my comedic attribute. Let me step up whatever. If I know that I'm not the thickest, you know, big curly hair, but it's not necessarily. That's not the case. Would it be?
Think was not the problem.
But would you call that competing, like subconsciously?
Well,
like, tell me if that's competition.
I think it's a little bit, but I think the problem that most women come across is that I think this new generation think a pretty face and vagina automatically makes you a prize.
I would vouch for that because I hear that a lot. It's like, how can I put it? You can't confuse the fact that somebody will have sex with you
as them wanting you.
They will date you or marry you. And when you start asking that question, I just really say ask yourself. Like when that's happening, please ask yourself, all right, this dude that you just had sex with, would he date you? Would he cut off the other women that he's with? Would he cut off? And it's not direct. I'm talking about women in general. Because fourth quarter, fellas. Fourth quarter. We all know what fourth quarter mean in the club. In the club, when you've been drinking, you done shot your shot and missed.
You trying to get the straggler.
And now you like, damn. Bertha.
What that mouth do?
Hey, and Bertha gonna get some play. Now, we're not gonna date Bertha. And that brings me to, that's something that we as men have to fix. If we did not slang dick to women we would not date, we wouldn't be in the predicament I think we're in now. Of a lot of women thinking just a pretty face and pussy would get there.
Yeah.
Also, if we required more,
easy dick.
It wouldn't, because girls know.
But a little pushback. Now, if we receive the bare minimum as men, right? If a girl, because this day and age, if a girl can cook, all of a sudden they think she's like,
be swoon.
Yeah,
like
you getting
that's basic survival.
You getting sauce so you can cook. So it's like I can cook, and it's like, what else do you bring to the table? It's like basic necessities. And it's like, that's not really doing it for me.
And you want to know what's so funny? The word table and submit have been like trigger words for the last year.
Oh, facts.
Like table, like
where do you bring into the? Oh my gosh.
All right, what? And I changed it to this: what can you provide that I can't pay for? Like they have to think about it like that, because I can pay for somebody to cook, I can pay somebody to clean,
and put that in my notes.
I can pay for somebody to fuck me. Like, let's be real.
That's true.
And I had one girl say, because I asked these questions, and she said, "Well, there's nothing else to do." I say, "That's the problem.
Nothing else to do.
Support. Like it's things that you can do that has nothing to do with sex.
Support is a big word.
What? No, as a
support, words of affirmation, acts of service.
I can't speak for everybody, but as a black man, just to know that she has your back, like she's in there,
powerful.
I'm talking about she's in there rooting for you. You feel like, yes, I can go out and take on this world, and I'm gonna do it for her and for us.
Yes,
just that. But it's a lot of women that do come thinking like, hey, I'm pretty and I got pussy, so
take me as I am.
Take me as I am.
That one. Take me as I am, or
God said, come as you are. I need a little bit more. I'm not Jesus. But let's get into why we're talking about this today.
Yes.
So shout out to Melanie King. She made this response, and it was posted to Twitter, and it was posted in our Vibe Society chat. You know what? We may open up like a group on Facebook or something to try to and start adding to allow the society to be a part of conversations and all that as well. So we'll y'all let us know if y'all like that. Shoot us a DM, shoot us an email, vibesociety@gmail.com, or a DM on IG, and let us know how y'all like that. But let's go ahead and get into this, and so that we can kind of see what triggered this conversation. All right.
Women, you can't even get women nowadays to bring their man a plate, rub his feet, just basic things. The attitude of so many women that I see now is they don't want to cater to a man in any. It's almost like it's a dirty word. They don't want to compete for a man. They want him to just pick her because she's so special. But it's too much competition. There's too much out here. What are you doing to outbeat the competition? What are you doing to win over a man? And a lot of women, they don't want to do it. They want to have attitudes, not be in, work on themselves in any kind of way, physically, mentally, spiritually. Just think they just show up. Me being alive, being a woman with a vagina is enough for a man to choose me. Accept me as I am. All the men need to change. All the men need to stop being this way. But us women, we're perfect out the womb. We're perfect. Just because we're born, we're perfect beings. And it's all these men. But I can't.
That frustrates.
But that's good news for me because I'm going to compete. And I'm glad that they've taken themselves out the competition. That's less work for me.
What a queen.
Now, I'm going to say this.
What a queen.
The thing about this video, that when I saw it in the Vibe Society chat, one, it's a woman stating these facts, so that takes it out of a man saying, "Oh, well, this is what we
speak on it clearly now."
Right.
But two, this is an extremely attractive woman at that, and successful. If you haven't followed her, I actually came across her on a totally different situation on YouTube. And no, she's very successessful and very pretty. She actually is in Orlando. I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Gotta get her on a pod.
Wow.
Miss King.
Bring her in.
You're welcome.
If you're seeing this.
At any time. But no, it's always refreshing to hear somebody, just like if it's talking about, like if women are saying what they want to see in a man, I want to see a man speaking on that.
What he wants from a woman.
But also
not too many spaces.
Like I have no problem with a man checking us. You get, because men, we check each other all the time. And just like I feel like, it's great to see that women checking women, because as I stated, even when we brought up the conversation, I wanted to make it clear that we're not coming on here. This topic is not to bash women.
Yes.
It's just speaking on perspective from a lot of people.
It's a perspective, and you can take it how you want.
You can disagree.
And like I said, I've spoken to multiple women about this topic the last couple of days just to pique people's interest. And I've gotten some people that was like, no, I'm good. And that's fine. Do what you want to do.
Right.
But I've also got people say, wait, whoa. That's crazy. So I start asking some questions because, of course, a lot of women was like, at first, especially because I was asking different demographic. I asked women that were 20, 23, 28, 35. So, of course, older women are, they realizing, all right, well, yeah, I need to lock something down. Yeah, I compete, because it's wartime out here.
Correct.
Now, you got some older women.
Especially in your 30s.
Yeah. But you got some women that are in their 30s that think, they're still in that mindset. And so you have to start knocking not knocking them down, but knocking down some facts.
Yes.
Because facts is the biggest thing. You can think whatever you want. I can say I'm sexy. But that's how I feel about myself. But that doesn't mean that she's going to feel that way.
And that's the part we was talking about, where self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
A lot of men and women lack it.
Yeah.
I get confidence, but it's a fine line between you being delusional and you being confident. Yeah. I get like irrational confidence, but sometimes a lot of people got to tone it down. Now, if it works for you, it works for you. Because women do love that, that outer layer of confidence from a man. I can totally understand that perspective, but I just think some women take it and run with it. Like if you know you're not blind, you know if you the ugly friend in the group, why you acting like you Nicole Schwarzenegger? Like,
because her friends didn't tell her she the ugly friend. Because she's either the one paying for shit or she's driving.
Oh, she's driving.
Like she's the one with
but
the
they
car.
know who gets the most attention.
But she gets the attention because of the friend. We as men, and once again, go back to us having sex with shit just to have sex.
That's true.
How many times have I been like, hey, bro, take one for the team? Fuck.
That's true. But I
Because
think unless they just totally unaware, you know when the guy come up for the homegirl and he like the friend kind of like reluctant, like, damn, like shit.
As guys, we have that conversation. Hey, bro, I just need.
Hey, shout out to Jersey Shore.
Man.
Hey, that grenade, catch that grenade, catch that grenade.
But we have that conversation, and I think the problem with that is that a lot of people get unrealistic expectations. Yes. Guys do and girls do. Mm-hmm. The difference is that what's happening is there's when you look at the stats, it doesn't match up for a successful community. That's the thing I'm stating. A community of men and women starting families, growing, and developing. It doesn't match up. So, as we all know, one of the rules that majority of women have for men is being 6 feet.
Is that really a thing?
For a lot of women, yes. A lot of the group chats I'm in, the girls,
now,
you got to be 6'3", 6'4". I like climbing trees. Mind you, she's 5'2".
But think about it, bro. It's different when you do with character and you do with a personality and you got swag and all that. You can work that because I know some niggas that's 5'2" that be pulling stallions. It's not a problem. It's not. I'm saying for a majority of women, when you're asking them, and this
like physical attributes, like
they say, "Oh, I like a nigga that's 6 foot." Now that don't mean they deal with it. I see women that be fucking with niggas that's 5'5".
It's not a non-negotiable.
I had an ex that was like, "Oh, he had to be 6'4" or better." I'm not close to 6'4", but no, you really
that shit don't look weird to y'all.
No,
like seeing the really short girl with the tall dude.
That's the thing. So
that shit look crazy.
So when I'm asking girls that, one of the girls was like, she said it's so frustrating because she's 5'11", and she was like, these females that are 5 feet want a 6'2" nigga. Why?
Yes.
Like, and I was like, hey, that's y'all problem. Y'all fighting with it. But anyways, so I say, okay, and one of the things that I only had 2 girls tell me, as long as they're taller than me, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I interviewed 12 girls. So out of 12 women, only 2 said they have to be taller than me. Mm-hmm. 10 said you have to be 6 feet or taller.
That's crazy.
That's weird. I like the taller than me. I get that.
Yes,
I can understand that.
Because they want to wear heels and all that stuff.
Yeah, I can just understand it.
But I also say this: if a woman look at you eye to eye, she never gonna respect you. She feel like she can take you. She feel like she can take you. Because don't get it twisted. Short girls talk the most shit.
They do.
I'll beat your ass.
We
know that's not gonna happen.
They do.
But if a woman see you eye to eye, she really think I can take.
She might squabble.
Yes. Yeah. So, but
she might swim on you.
But the one thing that I did, I said, okay, so 10 out of 12 girls said 6 feet or taller. I said, all right, cool. I said, do you know what's the percentage of men in the world that are 6 feet
tall?
Very small
or taller.
Percentage.
And I said, not black, not white, not
just height wise.
And none of them knew. 15%.
Mm-hmm.
Tight.
Mm-hmm.
That's not talking about gay. That's not talking about ugly. That's not talking about married.
Just males in general.
Just men in general.
Mm-hmm. That already including the fact that women double men already. So
women is 4 to 1 to men.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
In the world.
Yep.
So you already, if every woman said, you know what, I'm going to the dude that says I love you and I want to marry you, I'm going to marry him. Out of 4 women, 3 are going to be single. If that happened in the world right now, if everybody just paired up. 3 women are going to either have to be a part of a poly relationship, be some side bitches, or get a dog, get a cat,
become a cat lady,
shout out to the
and
cat
enjoy
ladies.
their life. And that's the thing that I was like, I said you have to realize that, but you're saying 15%, so now you knocked your chances down even worse. Now. They was like, okay, and he has to make more than what I make. And I'm like, that's understandable because that's part of human nature. Men are, let's go old school shit. Men protect. go.
Yeah, that bullshit.
And then women, they want to be with a man that can protect them, that can provide for them. That's normal. So then I said, okay, so how much do you make? And I start asking them, and some of them don't make nothing, but some of them, and I'm sorry, like you don't make.
Don't show
Your
them salary.
income.
Don't show them salary.
I'm not saying your income shows that you're working a job and not a career. And if you understand the difference of that,
Correct.
you understand what I'm stating.
Correct.
Okay.
And in that case,
That's fair enough.
The quote unquote, I hate saying average, but average man that's making 30, 40, 50,000 a year is more than sufficient for what you're making.
Right.
And then there were some women that make 80, 90,000. I'm like, okay, 6 figures. Okay. Mid 6 figures. Okay. Well, now you got to think about it. Okay. Are you willing to date outside of your race? Do you want just a black man? Do you want a Spanish man? So now you have to think about how many men in that percentage make over that amount.
Mm-hmm.
That literally knocked it down so much that statistics show that 80% of women want 20% of men. Do the math.
He said, run that back.
80% of women.
I feel like I'm that one meme with the dude who got like the equation.
Without the calculator.
Yeah.
So 80% of women
Carry the 3 to the...
want 20% of the men in the world. So it's the mindset of saying this other 80% of men, they're not even being looked at. There's literally a growth in men that are virgins in 30s because that they're considered average or below the standard. They make 60, 70,000, 50,000, 40,000.
They get no play.
But they get no play because they don't make 6 figures or they're not 6 feet or they, and they're single. Like these are stats that you can look up. And it's crazy because I'm like, damn. Because in my mindset, I've been in the game. I jumped off the porch early, so I haven't had a problem. But it makes you say, damn, and I don't look at myself as one of them top dudes. I'm not.
I am.
Hey, good for you.
He said it.
But because I got a long way to go. Well, I'm trying to get to. Once I get there, y'all niggas gonna know.
Okay.
But it really it puts it in perspective because that means that a lot of women are either going to
die lonely,
mm-hmm. and or be just fucking around. Yes. For majority of their life until the calls stop. Because eventually the pussy gonna go on retirement.
Right.
Like the calls, because we all know a couple people, men and women that look good into their 40s, their 50s, their 60s. You be like, damn, they look good. But we also know some people that make it into 30, 36 and then start looking like, woo, this look rough. How many people from high school that was bad in high school, male and female? You see them now, you be like, God,
it's a 90
damn.
percentile. If you peaked in high school, you're ugly as fuck right now.
And then college would be the same thing.
Peak out.
You know, and because what happens is a lot of people don't realize is when you get into the workforce.
That stress.
The stress is one, but also the fact that you're 9 times out of 10 sitting at a cubicle. So what happens is you're less active. It's human nature to snack more to pass time. So
especially if you're working from home.
Boom. So now you're putting on weight. You're less active. You're less motivated to do things. So now you have to compensate with other things. But if you have always been that dude that can just pull because you're that dude, or that woman that can pull because you're pretty, when that shit falls down, now you're looking
what
crazy.
You got to fall back on, yeah.
Yes.
Talk game ain't the part no more.
Nope.
So what was crazy, I had a few stats here.
Okay, come on, stats.
Yeah, I got my paper.
Y'all see that paper flip?
So we were talking about I said, okay, we're gonna get down into it. Why people should compete, and where the competition actually starts. And we had it break. Shout out to Pearl from YouTube, Pearly Pearly Things, just Pearly Things. I'm gonna make sure I have it right. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. But she did a 24-hour stream, attempted to do 24 hours. YouTube don't let you do 24 hours. But I watched a majority of the first part of it, which was 11 hours long. I didn't watch the whole 11 hours, but I watched about 5 hours of it over time. And she was dropping some gems with stats, so I had to go and check it out. Like, let me make sure this shit right. And I was like, damn, this shit's crazy.
So what's the first step?
So, on sexual marketplace value, right? Your sexual market value for men is based off money, muscles, and your gain, like what you protect, how you can grow. For women, it's based off your youth, fertility, and your beauty. Okay. So, they were like, there's a, and I thought I wrote it down. I didn't write it down, but basically, is this a guy that made a chart breaking down the stats that shows you a visual. And I thought I wrote it down. I was going to pull the graph up, but I didn't. So sorry about that, y'all. But if you know it, comment on it and then whatever. But it states that, all right, so women start becoming, getting attractive or advancing or attention in a sexual manner or attractive manner as a teenager.
Yes.
Men don't.
Facts.
And all women know that whole thing when that creepy old man was like, "Oh, you growing up, girl." You get me? Like, yeah. So that's what's happening. So as a teenager, guys don't get that until 24, 25 because now you done graduated. You're getting into your career. You can start.
Yeah, because everybody didn't deal with that one woman who been like, "Oh, you a baby."
Oh my gosh.
Because also women our age, when we were 20, they wanted to date older guys that can pay for stuff or do things.
Hear it all the time.
Yeah, which is understandable because now I'm an older guy and
I
I'm
was
like,
definitely hating though.
I was like, why the fuck with that nigga? But
how you that nigga?
The whole ass going on.
Every song I be like, baby girl, you too young. If you don't know this song, we can't hang.
You a baby.
But so what happens is this. The prime time for majority of women and majority of men, which does change. Everybody is not the same, but this is on a general basis, is from 18 to 28 for women, 35 to 55 for men. Because based off what your marketplace value is. So because women is based off fertility and so on and so forth.
Which declines after 35.
I can see it.
Yes. Your fertility, high risk pregnancy at 35. For women of color is actually younger than that because women of color are more likely to die at birth and complications. For men, the reason why I say it's 35 to 55 is because that's when we get in our stride of our financial gain.
Yes.
Most likely we've been in our careers for about a decade or so, and we've figured out where we're at and where we're going. That's when we become more attractive. Well, the marking point where we connect that, because women start to, majority of women start to decline around 27 and 30.
Okay. Men
start to increase around 27 and 30. So we meet on that up and that down. That's when most people get married at, 27 and 30. If you think about most of the people that you know that got married, they got married around 27 and 30. And that's just because men become attractive to women at that time, and men are finally on that same level. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, I didn't
make a lot of sense.
So
it does.
And then they stated that at the age of 29 or 30, women subconsciously rate themselves, their current selves, to their 18-year-old self. That's when you have that, looking at your prom pictures, looking at your early college pictures, like, oh, I was good. I need to get back to that.
Yeah.
And that's when it locks in, like, damn, I'm not what I used to be. And in their mind, it's time to work on it. So that's when you start getting, that's why, and if you go to a dating app right now, ages 30, or I'll say 29 to 35, it's a lot of women in that bracket that's looking to date and try to find someone at that point, because now they're starting to realize, all right, I'm in my career, I got my stuff, I need to lock this in.
Yeah.
So I was looking at this like, no, this can't be true. But the stats show it. Like I've searched 3 different places and 3 different demographics just to make sure, is this just a black thing? Is this
it's across the board
American thing? This is in the world. And I'm like, fuck. So then it says over 50% of women over 50% of women over 30 are single and childless, right? Because of miscalculating their value in the marketplace, in the data marketplace. What they've done was you know, you have a lot of women that says, oh, I have these options. So they backtraced it to the stats starting in 1965. They went back to 1965 when what happened in 1965? Birth control.
Yeah.
So, and they go through this whole thing. So they say that birth control, what happened with birth control is prior to birth control, women had to make a choice. If I'm going to have sex and I get pregnant, I need to make sure they can take care of this kid.
Yes.
And if they couldn't, you know, they'll send you off to Nebraska. You come back with a little brother, a little sister, and everybody act like that's your family. But for the most part, we got to marry you off.
Facts.
Yes.
But when birth control happened, now you can literally say, it's my choice. I don't want to have no kid. I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to do that. Well, that's great. I have no problem with
Lock
you
into
doing
the
what
career.
you want to do.
Yeah.
But what happens at that point, like you said, it's education. Most women, when the relationships are not working out, they go and get another degree, get a certificate, focus on their career, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. Get your money. However, a lot of women are not focusing on household duties or relationship duties, how to connect with a person, the relationship, that how it's supposed to work. So what they think about is a partnership. And they end up becoming the man that they want to gain, meaning they become the high value earner. They become a strong, independent person. They become, I can do this on my own. I'm going to fight and make this happen, which is great.
Subconsciously emasculating the man.
Until you get into a relationship with the kind of man you're looking for, a high earning man, or a man that's strong, a man that's going to lead you. And you wonder why shit not working, why he won't date you. He may fuck you because y'all go on dates, y'all have sex, but when he start realizing we're fighting all the time.
Yeah, I can't be the man. I can't be the man in this relationship.
There's two men in this relationship.
Yeah.
And so what happens is either they're the woman, the woman's going to state that there's no good man, or they're going to find a man that allow them to do that, which would be what we call a beta man. That will allow them to talk to them any kind of way, do anything they want, and then they're going to be with this man just because this man is going to take care of everything they want, take all their bullshit, but they're never going to respect him. They're going to talk trash about him, and then
because she still want the other guy.
Fuck the dude. That don't take the shit from her on the side.
Now, did you ever watch Being Mary Jane?
Yeah.
Nah, that wasn't my demographic.
With Gabrielle Union?
Yeah, I know, but
you know,
but
you didn't watch it?
No.
Everything you're talking about is stuff that her character went through in that show, if you notice. Even Molly from Insecure, same thing, because Molly was so much of an alpha female that it was so hard for her to date. Same with Mary Jane. She would have sex with so many people, football players. She tried younger guys, older guys, but she was never happy because she had so much of that masculine energy. She never wanted to let her guard down and let any guy tell her what to do, rule her, anything like that. So as you're speaking, I'm thinking of those two specific women in that show. And that's why they ended up either single at the end of the show or they ended up with somebody, but they had to tone down. Like Molly had to tone down her masculine energy in order to be happy. If you've seen Insecure.
Sacrifices.
I see part of it. But my thing is this, though. Men are not asking, a real man is not asking you to dim your light. That's the first that's the first pushback we get is, oh, you want me to be left? No. Just dim the masculine energy, because feminine energy is so strong. First off, we all come from a woman, man or woman. You're birthed through a woman. A woman gave you life, right? If giving birth was up to mankind would have been died. So, like, we're not saying you're weak. We're not saying none of that shit. And so they'll be like, oh, you just don't want it. No. Get your bag. Get your stuff. Get all this. But when we're telling you what we want, or we're telling you that something just not matching, I stop arguing when I get all this pushback, and I just ask them, I say, okay, so everything you've done up to this point, how has it worked out for you so far? I just asked that question because now you have to. It's not about me saying anything.
It's about
you have to really evaluate. Like, damn,
what I've been doing in the past.
Yeah, like, am I in the place I want to be? Am I with who I want to be? Or am I in the? Because people, when it comes to careers, a lot of women feel like, yeah, I'm going to work. You expect to work. Right. Oh. I want to be in the medical field. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be in business. I want to be an entrepreneur. I got to get out here and hustle. But when it comes to a man, he's supposed to just, you don't got to do shit.
See, I'm a new age man. I want to be a house husband. I want to stay my ass at home.
Be a stay-at-home husband.
Hell yeah. If we gonna eliminate gender roles, then we gonna eliminate them all.
Go out there and work, baby.
Yeah.
I stay at home.
Reciprocity.
Somebody asked me why your name was Mayhem. And
Oh Lord.
Reciprocity. I'm 100% okay with being a house husband. 1,000% okay.
So,
with it.
what is just enough feminine energy for y'all? Like, what do y'all think is too much masculine energy? Like, what in your ideal woman? What is enough feminine energy that you guys?
It's not about enough feminine. Feminine energy is so wonderful.
Yeah.
Because it's yin and yang. You got to really think about that. Feminine energy just means that you're bringing in something we don't have. That's what makes it. Like if you walk in a man's house, you walk in my house, you know this is a man's house. This is a bachelor pad. It's a man's house. But when you walk into a house where he has a woman that lives there, you could tell a woman lives here.
Got some candles.
You get and it makes that shit a home.
Got the little thing at the air freshener.
A man's house is a house.
A little wick, little air freshener that you're on the house.
Thank you.
No nigga gonna buy that shit.
A man's house is a house. But when a woman comes in, it becomes a home. That's all it is. But you got to realize that if it's too much masculine energy, it has to be some feminine there. So either he gonna become feminine, or you gonna become feminine. And if he become feminine, you gonna be like he's a bitch nigga, or he's so emotional. I'm a female.
He's soft.
Oh, he's soft. Da-da-da. And the thing about it is that you find a lot of men that take that time and try to how can I say? We were talking about this before the show. Let me step back. In the pre-show, we was talking about how a lot of us was raised by single moms.
Facts.
Yeah.
Shout out to the single moms.
Shout out to the single moms. A lot of us were raised by single moms. And your mother, she's going to teach you how to treat a woman based off what she say how a woman should be treated, which is great. Those are great things to know. So you can know to be chivalrous, know to treat a woman with respect. That's great. But it's things that a woman can't teach a man.
Facts.
And what happens is that breeds, for a large portion of time, a beta male. Because you've seen a woman lead. You've seen a woman take control. You've seen a woman take charge. You see the woman be the disciplinary. You see the woman be she had to be.
But you never see her nurture a man, take care of a man.
Yeah.
Be in her
Be
own
vulnerable.
role.
So
Yeah.
as you get in a relationship as a man, you're wondering why it's not working out, but you don't realize what's happening is that you're thinking this is normal, but it's not. That's why it don't work. And then on the other hand, as a woman, you never seen a woman that had a man take care of things. You never seen a woman that can say, I can submit to this man. He's the lead. He's leading. So you don't even know how to do it because all you know how to do is be a strong woman. So when you get in this relationship, you're wondering why it's not working. Now, what happens is this, though. You have
another statistic. Go ahead.
You have men that go into relationships or go early in life as a beta male, or how can I say, purple pill. If you know anything about red pill, blue pill, all that stuff. So they go in there in a sense of, I'm masculine, but I'm going to treat her like a queen. Yes, you treat your woman like a queen, but your woman should treat you like a king as well. And that's the part that falls off. But they get in there and then they realize, man, shit ain't working, da-da-da. And then when they say, man, fuck that, hold on, who the fuck you, what the fuck? And now it's, who you think you talk, like, she's looking like you changed.
The change, that's the...
But he didn't change. He just simply spoke up.
Yeah.
Now, what happens when he get out that relationship? Now he goes off and say, all right, I realize what's wrong here. I got to fix this and straighten this shit out.
And they going to say, oh, you changed up, you switched up. It's like, nah, it's always me.
And the first thing that happens, what was it? She said, and I take these stats from women. Like, I listen to women talk so I can really hear, because I don't want to hear a whole bunch of men bashing women and shit like that. Fuck
shit
that.
Weird.
No fashion frit bullshit over here. I didn't say the name right for a reason because they be copyrighting motherfuckers.
Weird.
Yeah.
So, she was stating that I lost my train of thought.
Find it.
Oh, all right. So 2010 was the place where around that 2010 mark, social media. That's when shit really took a left. Because let's think about it. Social media. What happens on Instagram? Prior to Instagram and Facebook, well, the Instagram boom was the big boom. You had, because prior to that, you maybe had.
But you know what? I think Facebook really was set up for relationships. When you change that single status to in a relationship, that meant something.
Because people was looking to say on Facebook, if you say single, all right, cool.
Oh, you
say
single.
relationship, fuck.
Yeah.
If we say I got to change that Facebook status.
You lived and died by that. When you changed that Facebook status, you became official.
Oh,
But when you got to IG, Now it was.
It put the lock in the bio.
But prior to this,
it put the lock in the bio.
But prior to this,
with the initials.
Think about it though. Prior to IG, you literally deal with the people in your city, your town, your school.
Your
circle. Know a little bit about them.
Yep, your circle.
You ain't got to guess.
You knew where you stood because those 10, 20, 30 people were here and you couldn't get them. You tried. Or you was trying and you realized, all right, well, how you doing?
Gotta move on.
You stayed in your lane.
Yep.
Well, what happens with IG is now somebody,
crack open
you in London.
You see me.
Shout out to the homies in London. I'll be back up there in October. You in London and a dude in Miami is in your inbox. Or you in Oregon and a dude from New York is liking your picture. So what it did was it gave a false attractive rating. False attractive rating means that you were that high you get when you say, and we all get it, when you're like, damn, they feeling this page, they feeling this picture. Yeah. You know, that make you feel good. Like, that's why
a couple comments.
Yeah, that's why successful people say that
eyes.
you do not look at your phone the first hour of your day. That's why successful people do that. And I started doing that. I wake up at 5 a.m. and from 5 to 6, I don't look at my phone. I don't look at my phone unless I knew that like a family member, mom say, "Hey, I'm gonna be texting you something. I need you to look at that." But from 5 to 6,
you an early riser, my boy.
Early as fuck. You got to get to the money. They start early, man.
That's it. Early bird gets the worm.
Boom. So what happens is, you get a subconscious high from that. So what was given? It's called a false attractive rating because somebody can double type a picture because they thought you were thick. They thought
not because they wanted to.
or you were throwing ass. And so I went through this and I said, all right, let's go. And I talked to some of my homeboys and I was like, so what's something that you notice now that you didn't notice before? And somebody said, you remember back in the day when if a girl was on social media with yams out, the bottom of her butt cheeks or throwing ass, it was like, oh, bro, you saw this?
Yeah. Now you just sensitized. Now
you go on your IG that's all you see. If you go to the explore page to look for somebody, like, have you ever been out? Bro, I'm out and I'll be like, oh, what's your social media? I go to search so I can type it in. It's nothing but yams on this shit. And I'm like, okay. I should have never double clicked that picture that one time. Now my whole thing is all yams.
Facts. No.
The algorithm, boy.
But it's like, okay, so if everybody's showing yams, you're literally, people are reacting for followers. It's money in it. I get you. Make your money. But you got to keep in mind that he's not like it. And this is the shit I hate. You up there, yams all out. You stretching. You got the pants on that have the cut, so it shows it shows the shit. And then you put an inspirational quote talking about something.
Amazon pants.
Yeah. And you put the inspiration talking about, God
Bible
always nobody's looking at this shit for the motherfucking Bible scripture. Tell you what it is. I tell everybody, I've worked in the adult entertainment industry in the back end before. So I have no problem with that. I've managed different things in the adult industry now. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is do not try to change what it is.
Facts.
Anyways, back to this. So this false rating has that people get those likes and start thinking, oh, I can get this person. But no, if a guy jumps in your DM because he made, unless y'all known each other or he respectfully come in there, most guys are not jumping in your DMs to date you.
Yeah. Most.
I said most. 99% of the time, it's not. It's been some times that I've known this person, but I didn't have their number. Like, we known each other in the past.
Does anybody see? It's so weird. Like, do people actually go into situations? Like, I never understood the concept of like, oh, I date to marry. Like, I never understood putting a goal onto something that should just be natural. Like, you should progress naturally.
But I think that's society.
It's weird.
That's religion and that's society.
I can never say like I'm dating to marry. Like, I get the concept of it, and I think it's a good concept, maybe. But I think it's a weird that you're placing a goal that might not be attainable, because if you don't reach that goal, that means the relationship was a waste.
Yeah. I look at it like this. Relationships should be like friendships.
Yeah.
Think about it. Friendships. If we vibe and we're connecting with each other, we like to hang out with each other, like spending time with each other, we're good. But if a friend is fucking up, a friend not doing something right, all right, well, it's not working. We've grown apart. Boom, boom, boom. But a good friend, you know, you get to know. What's happening is people are, how can I say, get into relationships. Now, there's reasons why people get in relationships. I always state this. I tell all my homegirls, I say, hey, never tell a man that I'm not having sex with you unless we're in a relationship. The reason why is because he may get in a relationship just to see if the pussy good.
That's it.
Like,
that's
all.
it.
And then you want to know what relationship is trash.
Thank you. Because he got in there.
I never wanted to get in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's
you
what
just
he
told
wanted.
him this was a stipulation.
Yeah.
So he said, cool.
So I'm going to do it.
And once he get in there and realize your boss ain't as good as you thought it was, he's out.
Even if it's great.
No,
it's
even
like,
I was about to say, even if it's
great,
good.
it's still like, okay, well, I didn't want to date you from the jump.
Correct. And you're not compatible.
Or vice versa. You know, there's
women's.
Yeah.
You remember when the 90 day, what was it 30, 90 day rule?
Oh, that 90
day.
Dumb shit.
But you want to know what's so funny?
It never lasted till the 90 days.
I have a 90-day rule, but it's not about sex. Fuck that. It's a 90-day rule before we even talk about relationship. Because I say this, when you first meet somebody, you meet their representative. We already said that.
Yes.
And I say, in a month, 2 months, you may not like me. You may think I'm an asshole. You may be like, man, this nigga lame, whatever it is. Or in a month, I may say, oh, she on some bullshit. I'm good.
Yeah, I see how she moving.
Yeah, and that's what it is, because when y'all first get together, that cupcake phase, that initial phase is always
little butterflies and
I want to
shit.
text and da-da-da-da. And then 2-3 weeks in, it's
you might ignore it a little bit, put it back down. I can wait a little bit.
But if in 60, 90 days, I feel like, damn, I want to spend my time with you. My free time, the little free time I have, I want to spend it with you.
Then maybe it should progress to something.
Then you say, all right, let's look what it is. And I tell women that day one. Day one. And I explain I'm very intentional with my words and my actions so that you don't think it's more than what it really is. Right. And if I feel like it's not what it is, I have no problem cutting it off.
Right.
Does that
Some women can't. I've been cussed out.
Does that work? I'm like, I don't think that shit even works.
Who the fuck you think you are?
Like, didn't we have this conversation?
Yeah.
And I said,
you gotta start screenshotting like they do. This, I thought Purge.
And then they start
June 26th.
And they start attacking your character.
Oh yeah, you ain't shit, nigga.
Yeah, and I be like,
you a fuck boy. Just like all these other niggas out here.
A narcissist.
But
my god. They gonna tell you you're an asshole. These are all the trigger words they like to call you. Like, you're such an asshole. How, for speaking the truth?
For ending something before we waste our time, because no, it's okay for a lot of women. It's okay for them to break it off, but let you break it off. How dare you?
Let you break it off respectfully. That's the worst.
Oh, I remember this one girl, and if you're watching, I'm talking about you. She was negative about everything. I'm talking about just, and y'all know me. I'm about good vibes. I'm always about good vibes. Anybody that know me, when I'm around, I want good vibes around me.
Yep.
And she was negative about everything. And even if it was a compliment, actually, she said, you know, I like when you say I'm pretty. I like when you say, she was telling me like she liked compliments.
But couldn't take it.
But when you give her a compliment, I bet you say that to all your hoes.
Oh my gosh. I hate those kinds of girls.
You give a compliment, yeah, right. So it's like, all right, why would I give a compliment if I'm always... And she's like, well, I was just flirting, or I'm dealing with... That's how... I said, that's not flirting to me.
But you know what's worse? I hate the super positive person worse than the negative person.
What do you mean?
The Grand Rising girl.
Oh.
No, that's each his
own. The Good
own.
Morning Empress.
Yeah.
That's each his own. Now, that throws me off a little bit because that's not the vibe
I hate the super positive person. Like, I need to see you upset at one point. Be a real human being.
Be real.
Like, your emotions ain't always happy. Like,
I'll say this. I know some people that's the life they live. Like that.
That's the secret life they live.
Now, I can't judge nobody because I don't know. But I know some people that actually live that way. But I get what you're saying because it throws me off. And I've actually had girls that approach me and they're speaking that way. And I don't speak like that. And they be like, why you say good morning? I'm like,
oh.
Great morning.
Like,
yo, it's good. This is good.
I didn't say nothing about you saying.
But like, it's normalcy. It's like.
Now, that's my only problem. When you're trying to say, I'm not.
Yeah.
Something because you're something. I'm going to let you live your own vibe.
But at the same time, like, if you're getting to know somebody or you're in a relationship or anything of that nature, there's ups and downs like that comes with it. So if I'm having a bad day, the last thing I want to hear is about like, it's some super. I want somebody to be able to relate.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, when you act like you can't relate, why are we even doing this?
Now,
like it's like if you go too far left with something, it's like, oh, I'm having a bad day or X, Y, Z, and it's like, oh, everything's gonna be. Da-da. I need you to say, oh, that's fucked up. Oh yeah, that's shitty. Not the powers with. Speak positivity into the universe and manifest. Manifestation ain't gonna help me out right now.
I think the thing that needs to happen in that situation now on both sides, men and women, is let somebody know what you're looking for when you start venting.
Yeah.
Like let them know if you're looking for advice or you're looking for somebody to say, yeah, fuck them motherfuckers. You know,
that's a part of like, should you have to say that though?
I think it's important to say that because as
if I have to say it, then we not compatible.
But you want to know the reason
people
I say
are not
that?
mind readers too. You also have to remember that.
You should be an energy reader
and like
though.
different upbringing.
I would expect this
you
conversation to be on both sides. I won't lie. I would have thought it would have been the other way. But I'm happy you said that.
But you should be an energy reader though. Maybe not a mind reader, but you can definitely be an energy reader.
Yeah.
But I also,
we spending time. Like he said, you spending time together over X amount of months. At one point in time, our energy should kind of like match up.
But early on, you don't know that. So that's why I'm saying.
I wouldn't even invent to somebody.
Once that's your people, that's your significant other. Yeah, I understand that. Now, still communicate your feelings.
Yes.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I do too.
You should know how your lady or your man move.
Correct. Understand my mood. Understand my vibe.
I know the mistake I used to make was I'm a man. Anybody that y'all know me, especially the women that are in my life. I'm a protective person. I want to make sure you're good. There's not one woman in my life as a friend, family member, anything that doesn't feel like if they go out, I'm not gonna make sure they safe and get home safe.
That's facts.
I tell all, hey, hit me up, let me know you made home safe. When you're out, if something happened, I'm making sure you safe. Like that's me. So
is it you or is it the guns?
Well, his hands was working before the guns was working. Let's know that. Just know this. Just know this. So these hands work before them guns. So I can throw these hands before I have to shoot. But if I have to shoot, you know. So, and my grouping is on point. If you know about shooting, you know what I mean by my grouping is on point. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just know there's going to be a big hole there. So, but that's
the
good. Issue I was running into.
I'm taking it. Don't try to take it, mayhem.
When somebody come with an issue or come with a concern or start venting, I'm trying to come with a solution. Like, all right, well, how about this and that? And then I got girls. What? No, I don't want to hear you mansplain this or da da da.
Mansplain.
I said, so
I've never heard that.
You just want to hear me. You
never
just want to vent. You just want to vent and dump. Okay, vent and dump. But I'm gonna tell you this: you only got one time to vent and dump to me about a topic and not do shit about it.
Nothing worse than somebody who's want to.
Because I don't want to hear about the same fucking topic over. What have you done, or what are you doing to work out?
Because you got one chance for me to be like, okay, I'm here, blah blah blah. You bring the same issue twice, and I'm just like, then I'm quick to be like, oh, dismissive. Yeah, it's because there's no point in me discussing this when I already seen your behavior.
But that brings us right back to competing, though, because if you're that kind of person that you rather just vent and dump and not deal with the solution, that means you're not going to compete because you rather just do what you're going to do and wait for whatever happened to happen. Competing means that you're going to take charge of what you want and say, this is what I want. So if you see that gentleman or fellas, if you see that lady that you're like, this is who I want, this is what I want, you're going to step up to the plate. Now, things she's talking about, Miss King was talking about, that was there was the fact that you have. I said it earlier, and well, I didn't say. I said it in the pre-show. It's a lot of selfish people out here. It's a lot of selfish people, and what it's leading to is that they just assume just because. Now, also, as I was explaining in the pre-show, I want to go over this again because I think this was something that really touched with all of us. One of the young ladies I was speaking to, asking about this, she's 23. And
youngin.
She was, she said, "Why would I compete? I have options." And she's pretty. She's in great shape. She has a great personality, all that great stuff. She's smart. And I was like, "Yeah, at 23, you have a lot of options. That's great." Well, I say, how many women in your? Because she was like, "I'm focused on my on me. I'm focused on this career. I'm just gonna have my fun. Dudes are coming to me, so I'm good." And I said, "All right, how many women in your family has told you to do that? Like, not to try to find someone, or not try to, at least say, I'm going to be a sniper with this instead of just a
sniper game,
a Uzi shooting up, And But what you have to ask yourself is this: are those women single? So you have older single women that
women
are
love
telling
taking
you,
advice from single women.
Yes, like why would you take? I wouldn't take advice from a white woman on how to be a black man. You get me? So was these women single, and are they single now? Now, this is my question to you. Those single women, while you're trying to date this guy that's 27, 28, 29, those single 40 and 50-year-old women are trying to date the same guys.
Y'all both competing.
And they're literally, you're their competition. And you want to know what they're saying? The same. They told you, you don't cook for no man. You don't clean for no man. That's not your husband. Yeah. Well, the thing that you have to be realistic about is that you're not going to say I do and then do it. Like all of a sudden now I'm this. Because it's just like a job interview.
Right.
You can't come in there and say, yeah, I'm going to do the job. All right. So what have you done to show you know the job? Did you get a degree in engineering? Did you just want to come and work at this engineering firm, but you haven't even done the work to prove that you're supposed to get this job.
Yep.
And what's happening is when men say that, it immediately goes to, well, I don't got to do that. Or what have you done? Well, no, I'm asking because at the end of the day, the chances of a man finding a woman is a lot greater than a woman finding a man.
I agree.
And
I agree.
Anything I'm saying, you can go online to my good friend Google and find this for yourself. And the scary thing about this as I was doing the research was when I started saying, all right, I'm not going to look at overall. I'm going to look just in the black community. We in trouble.
With who?
We in trouble.
Ain't no we. It's a they.
So then,
it's a they.
So, but this is the topic that came up in that whole thing. It was like, so why would we'll just date white guys? I said, okay. I said, so do you like white guys that pretend to be black, or you like, if you want a white guy, do you want a white guy? Like, that he's cool. He understands that you black. Right. He understands, but he's white.
Right.
And they was like, no, I want that kind of white guy. I said, okay. So have you ever been in that kind of environment?
It's different.
I said, because he might be cool.
But it's family.
But have you been with them? Thank you. See, the one thing I said that was the blessing in my life is that I had to move a lot.
Yes.
So I remember going to a white school and seeing the difference, not just from the white kids, but from the black kids that were raised in that environment. And it really opened my eyes to, you got to move a certain way. You got to talk a certain way. And it's not about being fake. It's about they're protecting their interests.
Correct.
Because especially if you're talking about somebody, I want a guy that makes this figure. Because 6 figures ain't going to do you shit. $1 million don't do shit in this world. And if you make money, you understand $1 million is actually the starting point. It's just like martial arts. You can't say that you're a fighter in martial arts. You don't start learning until you get to the black belt. Every belt before that is you learning the basic skills to start learning. So so $1 million is that mark. So when you're talking about, I want to live this life, because people don't realize it's easy to get what you want when you have all the chips.
Right.
But what happens when those chips slow down? And the problem with that is that a lot of people don't think those chips will ever slow down. A lot of people don't think that. There's some guys that think, I'm going to do this forever. And there's some women that think, I'm going to look like this forever. Or I settle down when I want to settle down. And I told her, it was two girls that were 23. And I told her, I said, every dude that you thought was the nice guy, the lame and all that. I said, write their name down now. The dude that shot at you and you were like, I'm good. Or the dude that you played games with, write their name down. And I want you in 10 years to look at those dudes.
See where they at in life.
The glow up.
And it's not just a glow up physically, but also you got to think about they're in their careers. Or if they're married with kids, you're seeing they have a family, they're treating their wife right. Now, we don't know what happened behind closed doors, but is that the image you're looking for? Now, in 10 years, you want to look at that image and look at your image, and then you decide where you're at. And that's what you have to think about, is that right now, you're in your prime time. That time period I said, what was it? 18 to 28 is your prime time. 27 to 30 is that creep. And that, but at 27, bro, I started working my career before I decided to go as an entrepreneur. I started working my career at 22 years old. 22 years old, I was making more than my professors at school. So I was on that. So by 27, I was making good money. Let's just say that. Not counting businesses or anything like that. But let's go with the average dude that get out of college at 23. If he's an engineer, we're going to go engineer. We're not going to go about doctors because doctors and lawyers, you got more school.
Yes. Yeah.
Engineer gets out with a master's. Yeah. Let's say he bachelor's at 23. Get a job that pays for his master's, which guarantees him an increase. So now he's making entry level at $80,000, $90,000, right? 27 years old, he's making $90,000. No kids, nothing, and his debt. He don't have debt because he got that degree was paid for.
Correct.
So you have this woman that, if you check the stats, women have the most student loan debt, the most financial debt than anybody. Because what happens when relationships don't work out, they go back to school.
Put their attention to something else.
They buy the cars, they buy the houses, which is great. But what happens when you get married? No real man is moving into your house.
My friend told me that last week. He said, I will never move into a woman's house.
No man is moving into your house.
He literally
So you just went and bought this nigga. You just went and bought this $300,000, $400,000 house.
I'm house husband. I don't know why I keep doing. Yo, do not believe what he's saying.
This nigga, man.
Do not believe what he's saying.
All right, man.
Hey,
all right,
man out there, move in with her.
Let me ask you this.
Move in with her.
Man, I seen your people. You good. You get me?
There you go.
But you see what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm stating.
I do get it.
Because there's a certain caliber. You get me?
Yes.
Like
Hey, shoot for the stars, brothers. Shoot for the stars.
Yes.
Land on the moon.
I'm going to tell you like this. So the stats show you have all this debt. Compare men to women. Women have 6 times more debt than the average man when they get into a marriage. So you want...
That is the crazy part. That's the pros and cons to, like, you know how they have, like, black women are the most educated. You saying that, it's funny because it's like, that's a good stat, but
what comes
the back
behind
end,
it,
the back end is like, you also have the most student debt.
Correct.
And that I'm looking, and honestly,
that's crazy.
When
I didn't think about that.
I didn't believe a lot of this shit. I didn't. I was like, man, y'all gassing,
look
bro.
up the stats.
But as I'm going, and please go to my good friend Google and look this shit up. When you're going through
really
this
crazy.
shit, it's crazy because you'd be like, damn. So now what's happening is guys are being more aware of what's happening. So that's why you hear this question of what do you bring to the table. Now we hear this question of, all right, so what are you providing? Oh, I want a woman that's cooperative. I want a woman that's that. Because they're realizing
cooperative. Ooh.
I use that. That's my thing. I tell them straight up. I want a woman that's feminine.
What a word.
Yes.
Appreciative.
Yes.
And cooperative.
We preaching.
Because that's my main thing. But what's happening is we're asking for that shit. No, I just been asking for that shit. I've asked since like I really had.
That's a good word.
Because I had to do the work myself.
Yes.
As I was looking, I was like, damn, all right. So I've dated some good women. I'm not gonna ever knock them. Like if I dated you, you were a good woman. Now you may have done some fucked up shit, or it may not have worked, or it may be some red flags I didn't notice that you had to work on some stuff, and that's why the relationship had to end. But I can't blame you for shit that I should have caught or shit that I overlooked or said was okay. Because there's some things.
You blame yourself for that?
No. I don't blame myself. I correct myself.
Ooh. Right. Oh, I like that.
I correct myself.
I like that.
So I stepped back. So I stepped back and said, okay. I had to ask myself the question that I asked women. So what have you done so far? And how has that worked out for you? And that's what I had to tell myself. And the one thing I realized, as I tell y'all, mental health, therapy, and all that shit is so important. The one thing I had to realize was, number one rule is be okay with being by your motherfucking self.
Yeah.
See, the goal to that is this: if you could sit in the house and be able to be alone with your thoughts, be alone with your mind, be alone with just you, that means that when somebody is trying to be a part of what you have, you're not anxious to be with somebody. You're not. I gotta. Because there's some people that are serial daters. We know them. You
yes,
get out of
I
one,
do
jump in
know
another, get out of
them.
another. So
Yeah.
you overlook these red flags and wonder why the shit not working because you just want this nigga.
You just want
You
company.
just want that shit. Well, you're
Yes.
mayhem. You fuck shit up and leave.
Yeah.
You the motherfucker that they talk about like this motherfucker.
I always call myself. I'm the stepping stone.
Man,
nigga.
I've lost followers on IG because of you.
I'm the stepping stone.
Them old college days.
What
boy.
is it's really a stepping stone.
They be like, they don't fuck with me because of you.
You know, you gotta be the stepping. Everybody, every woman got one stepping stone, nigga.
And that's you.
Hey, after me, you go find a man in your dreams. Or a woman, whichever way you roll.
Whichever.
Pride month. Hey,
Whichever.
shout out Pride month. Whichever way you go, you go find the person in your dreams after me.
Yeah. And, hey, that's your goal. But
No, it's just a coincidence. I feel like that.
It's not a
high school.
coincidence.
I was like, damn,
You
I
just
really
don't
like.
give a fuck.
I'm like, I'm really not him.
You
That
just
is
don't
true.
give a fuck.
I used to talk to
That's
him.
true.
I used to talk
That
to
is
him like, am I him? Am I him? Like, dang, I thought shit. Then you see them all happy as fuck, get married and shit. Like,
You be like, dang.
But you want
I
to
be
know
like,
something crazy,
dodge the
bro?
bullet.
I remember, and you may remember this because you know me for a while as well. I repeatedly said, I want nothing more. I grew up in a broken home.
Mm-hmm.
I know how that is for a child to grow up in a broken home. Me and my father's relationship was shaky, and then it got great. It got great, but we had some shaky moments because we had to deal with some demons. I don't want that. I wanted nothing more than to be a husband and a father, because I want to be the father that I wish I would have had my whole life. Because my father, we had a shaky relationship early. Like, only was good because I was a child. I didn't know. Then when I started figuring out shit, I was like, what the fuck? But
Can't
then,
really rock with it.
yeah, we had some issues. But then after I got my first degree, that's when me and my dad really locked in.
You about what? 22? You about grown? You're a grown adult.
I got my first bachelor's when I was 20.
Oh,
Okay.
So
advanced.
He was ahead. Shoot.
Oh yeah, man, I was grinding. But but so we really mended that and started to grow. You know, I lost my father in 2020, and that whole thing was like, damn, I had to look back and say, damn, I wasted so much time. So I always said, I want to be that father that my child's whole life that I had at the end of, you know,
Correct.
my father's life. And also I don't want my daughter or my son to ever guess what the roles are or how a man should treat a woman or a woman should treat a man. And that's why I'm very selective on who I'm going to mate with. Like, who I'm going, like, even when I'm just saying smash, I had to really say,
fair.
I can't just smash anybody. Because the last thing happened, you get somebody pregnant that you realize,
That's
damn, I don't
fair.
want to be around this motherfucker when I'm 18.
Yeah, make sure them birth control.
Yeah.
Birth control.
So that's 99%. If you
And then Plan B only works good for the first 2 times. So all y'all popping them bitches like Tic Tacs, the shits don't work after the second time. The percentage go down, I think 40% after the first time. It's a placebo. I think I said that right. I maybe said it
Placebo,
wrong. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know I can't talk.
That
But
shit killing a lot. I don't know. That shit work.
He said that's been 99% effective for him.
just look at
Okay.
mayhem, I promise you.
I don't know what they talking about.
Shoot.
Please keep popping Plan B's.
So-
Everybody out there.
but
Within the
you-
first 72 hours.
My
please.
question is this though.
24.
All right, so we're
That
talking
tight.
about
24.
Walgreens open 24 hours. You gotta find them. There's some Walgreens open in Orlando 24
Some.
hours. I think there's one off Golden
I
Rod.
can't deal with you, bro.
There's one off Golden Rod.
But he walk in there, hey, what up, Sam? The usual.
Yup.
Hey, what is it like? $52 now?
Listen.
Tax?
Yeah.
Well, after tax, like 50 something.
Yeah.
I only had to buy a Plan B once, and that was with my I was actually dating her, but that's after a drunk night. That's when
Oh, okay.
both of y'all can't be drunk.
That's like,
talk
yeah.
about some.
Nothing. I'm going.
Shoot the club.
Why'd you do that? You
Shoot
told
the
me to.
club.
You told me to.
Now y'all looking crazy in the morning.
Y'all wake up. Okay, so who gonna go? Rock, paper, scissors.
No, ain't no rock, paper, scissors. Here's the money. Go get that motherfucker. Matter of fact, let's drive. I want to see you take it. But
We're gonna have to.
But other than
25,
that,
25.
I'm very cautious. I pull out with a condom on. I don't give a fuck. But because I want a wife, not a baby mama. That's the difference.
Yes,
That's
ideal.
The difference.
Ideal.
This nigga don't care.
Ideal.
But that's me.
Yeah.
But
Find one and shoot it up.
so speaking of baby mamas,
Stop it.
this whole Russell Wilson thing. Now,
You know how I feel.
one thing I had to correct niggas on when they was like, "Oh, he's a simp." I don't call him a simp. He's not a
He's
simp.
not a simp.
He's
He's
not a
corny.
simp. But it gives a very
Anyway,
shaky narrative.
The way he talk is corny. Like,
I don't mind that because I have no
Teach their
problem
own.
with
You don't hear his voice?
Teach their
But
own.
hey, he just.
It's something like he's trying to pretend. I hate it.
I don't think so. We don't know what happened behind the thing.
Nah,
but
I heard the way he talked when he first got into the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to
Hey, but he moving in a circle of money that
the man went to
dealing,
Stanford.
That's true.
He's dealing like you got to realize when you get into a certain tax bracket, you move a certain way.
He had to adapt,
and he had to go against a lot of stuff in the NFL.
You see the white woman he had on draft night.
Hey, but
it's a cornball brother.
Well, I'm going to tell you this.
What is his nationality anyway? Who knows?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
He might be half white.
That boy got a nice S curl in that. I know that much. but no.
That boy Hawaiian or something.
So, I said
he the rock cousin.
A crazy narrative, and I get this from once again, just Pearly Things on YouTube had touched on this.
How many stacks we got?
Oh man,
that boy had like
back
4
in school.
pages.
I'm gonna go straight.
He did a research project.
She says, and I agree with this. She was like, the whole Sierra thing, the prayer, find God, find a man, right? And she was like, all right, so you found God, you found a man. Now you twerking in front of niggas at a gas station, you know, and you found this man to take care of your child. Like, I have no problem. Me personally, I don't condemn single moms. I don't do that. It takes two to tangle. Mm-hmm. However, I make it clear that that's not my number one, thing on my list. If you're a single mom and we end up, I ask you out, or we, end up getting to know each other, it's because you offer more enough to make up for that. And when I say make up for that,
make up sounds ugly.
No, I'm gonna be real.
Damn, you got a kid?
No, I'm gonna be real because as a man, I gotta take that responsibility.
Yeah.
You can say it's your child all
That's
day,
true.
but you're gonna expect for me to take care of this child.
And there's also another nigga.
Yeah, and you have to deal with this nigga for 18 years at least to have some kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Unless he ain't shit.
But you're asking a man to, no matter how much you say, oh, that's my child, take care of my child. Once we get in a relationship, you're gonna want us to be a family.
You're gonna want him to be.
And that's understandable. I have no problem with that.
Figure.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But I'm just stating that it's adding more. But you have to think about it like this. She said it's given a narrative that a woman can be as promiscuous as she wants and then go to church. And she was like, church is becoming the new damn, I forgot. I didn't write. I thought I wrote it down. The new the hospital for hoes, in a sense, or thoughts, because churches majority single mothers at this point.
Yeah.
And and what's happening is if you're going to church so you can say I'm saved, I'm this, I'm that, and then
you know what
get
church is now? Church is like the same way people go to the gym to take their pics.
Oh yeah,
it's the same exact shit.
Oh yeah,
they go take a picture in church.
Yeah.
I went to
church. Like, I don't care about
what did the pastor talk about.
Who would care about your relationship with the higher up?
Speaking of church, I'm going to use this scenario.
And everybody know all the hoes in church.
You can fill this up with Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Pastor Brian. Mm-hmm. Overflow of the heart. You can fill this up with Kool-Aid. If I trip and spill this, water not going to come out because Kool-Aid is what's in here. Mm-hmm. So you can go to church all you want. This man and women. Don't matter who the fuck. You can go to church as much as you want. But if nothing but being a thought, being a hoe, being a fuck nigga, being whatever it is in your glass, at some point in time, that's what's going to spill out.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you can empty that and put refill it. Now, I'm not saying that nobody can do it, but let's think about it like this. The church has become a place where it panders to women. It does. And you have to think about it. It's a business. It's a business. I have nothing.
Pay them tithes.
I have nothing against God.
It's a tax exempt organization.
I do not blame God for any of this.
Yeah, tax exempt.
It's the church that's a business. Why would you, if they are coming in and paying tithes and offering every week
religiously,
allowing you to buy a Bentley, allowing you to buy that new Cadillac, that Mercedes, that jet, whatever it is, you think I'm gonna mess up my money? It's just like when you go to work every day. Mm-hmm. You go to work and no matter what your boss say, let me get my money and get up out of here.
Yeah.
You're doing your job and they're doing their job. But you have to realize that what's happening is that it used to be go to church, get you a woman, get you a good girl. Mm-hmm. It's some good girls in that bit, but it's a lot of wolves. It's a lot of, and Bible says, watch out for the wolves in sheep's clothing. Listen. It's a lot of wolves. It's a lot they're gonna get you in there, but that's still in them. So you have to realize what you want as a man, but also what you want as a woman. Mm-hmm. So if as a man you want a woman that is going to do X, Y, and Z, you gotta really look at that shit. Yeah. And as a woman, if you want a man that's going to do X, Y, and Z, you gotta look at what he's doing. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean nobody can change because we all have a past. That's cool. But if your past is your present, that motherfucker is not your past. It's not your past. Yeah. It's still here.
Yeah.
So that when I saw that, I was like, all right, I get what you're saying. Because not only in the Sierra situation, what's so messed up to me is that the child is Future's. He has his name.
He does.
So you have to say this boy's name. Her ex-boy, her baby daddy's name every day.
Every time.
That shit like,
hey, Future.
Yeah. But then on top of that, you're going to go out here and be twerking all on. And it's like, all right, you know what? If that's what y'all like, that's what y'all like. But I personally wouldn't want my lady.
She can't twerk a little bit?
I mean, that's where Sierra came from, though. She was an entertainer prior to.
Once again,
prior
what
to
you're looking for,
correct?
But she went on this whole thing. I
know
and
the journey.
I'm not doing none of
the journey.
Like, she changed up.
You know, I was shaking for years.
Now he can't go. He can't go nowhere.
Got a kid.
They got kids.
Yeah,
they got kids.
They
Wasn't that similar to Megan Good? Wasn't she in the same situation?
Similar. Switched it up.
Yeah.
Went to church. Yeah.
Became holy, wrote a book, all that.
It's just like it's a good badge of honor to get you that good guy. Mm-hmm. But what's gonna happen if you still want a nigga that's don't give a fuck? If you still want a nigga that's gonna treat you a certain way or a nigga that's gonna live a certain way, you don't want that good guy. It's eventually gonna come out that's what because you want that attention from somewhere else. When I remember when the Steph Curry situation happened with Aisha Curry, when she was talking about attention, she don't feel sexy. You got one of the best NBA players that love you, that cherish you, but you want attention from these other niggas.
Yeah.
That's the shit that's crazy that happens as a broad.
Seeking validation in the wrong place.
Yep. Thank you. You're seeking validation for motherfuckers that don't matter. And as human beings, we have to learn that shit. I had to learn that shit.
You got deconditioned.
Oh, same. Yeah.
You got deconditioned.
Yep. I think it's a journey, and part of it comes from social media, too. You're seeing all the little relationships, all the celebrity stuff, and whatever the case may be. That's why I don't keep up with celebrity drama there.
But, question though, I know you heard about this. What about how you feel about that Lori Harvey?
I'm a messy nigga. That shit was a contract.
How you feel about that Lori Harvey?
That shit was a contract. Contract ended. It broke up.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I have no problem with you living your life. I have no problem with that. Like I want to live that out. But somebody asked this question. Somebody asked this question. They say, "So what kind of man is she looking for?" Right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Damn, what you mean?" And they list. I don't follow social media. I don't follow like that shit like that. So they was like, "Damn." So she dated Future, Diddy's son.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't even know this shit.
Damn.
And Michael B. Jordan. Those are the ones we know about. It's cool. And it was like, they say, these are all different types of guys. Like, different looks, different.
She's searching for them.
Yeah. And they was like, what? I was like, I don't know, but I hope she find them. Like,
I didn't even know she dated Diddy's son or Future, actually. I didn't know about Future either.
That's why Future was like, I don't want him.
Future was a man.
I did not know.
But good for her. Explore your options.
Yeah, different. You know what? Maybe her type.
Yeah, you see that shit there. You're young, and when they said this, I said, I'm glad this is happening right here because we talk about the Megan Goods, we talk about the Sierras, we talk about all that stuff. But you got to realize that they became famous in a time when celebrities were celebrities. They were separate from us. Social media wasn't what it was.
Correct.
We all remember that. You only see celebrities on TV and magazines.
Correct.
Now you communicating with these motherfuckers. You know they inside dirt.
You can DM them.
So we can say whatever we want to say about Sierra, Megan Good. We don't know. But in this situation here, we get to say, okay, we can see what's happening. We saw that track record. Now, in 10 years, she's 25. And she's a beautiful woman. Don't get it twisted. And like I said, live your life. But in 10 years, we can see if all these stats really make sense. We can really see if all these stats make sense. Like, because right now, we're putting stats to, this is what they did while they engaged a group of people.
Yeah, this is a new generation of people. So
it is.
Maybe the stats will change. Maybe people will have a better understanding of relationships. Maybe people will just date freely. I mean, she living her truth. Apparently, no one got nothing bad to say about her.
Honestly,
so it's like
that's
if
true.
you moving like that,
you live how you want to live.
Your name ain't getting dragged through the mud.
Yeah,
and she does not care.
You live how you want to live.
Yeah. I respect.
I just tell everybody.
Hall of Fame
I tell
player.
my homeboys. I tell my homegirls. I say, figure out what you want in life, and then that's how you have to move accordingly. If you want to just live your life just having a good time, do it. Do it. That's cool. But when somebody's telling me, hey, I want to have a family, I want to do this, I'm like, all right, well, you got to think that in mind. Because if you're a dude out here just slanging dick everywhere, but you want to have a family,
come on, you're
going to get too many motherfuckers pregnant to have a family. You're going to have families.
Yes.
And if you're a woman saying, hey, I want to have a family, I want to have a husband and all that stuff, and I want a husband that does this and this, and you're asking for one of these 15 to 20% of men, you got to realize that
come with something.
He's going to be picking. That's Danny Glover, 75 years old.
Oh, you saw him taking the pics?
All in the water, taking pictures of.
I'm like, I hope he got a screen protector. I hope he got insurance.
When I tell you,
the first thing I thought was, what if that phone dropped in the water? I was like,
he just get another one.
He'll get another one.
I get it, but I'm just like, damn,
he rich as fuck. But that's the thing that
you ain't worry about it.
And that's why I try to tell people. I say you got to realize that when you're trying to get that demographic of men that has 80% of women that wants them, they're going to go for the percentage that they're going to go for the women that has everything or more. So if you're only bringing 3 things to this situation, but it's somebody that's bringing 10 things, he going to go with that one.
Of course.
Easy numbers.
And it's easy math. And people are not being realistic about that. Now, then you get to the point where you have women that are older that's dating younger men. That they're not living the life they want to live because they paying for these niggas. These niggas not making
them
money.
And raise them, yeah.
Lizzo, her boyfriend, she's not older, but we know what we talking about.
Hey, shout out to the woman that take care of younger dudes. Shout out.
Hey, I had a sugar mama before. It's kind of fun.
How was that? That was a good experience.
It was fun. But I was just so scared I was gonna break her hip. I'm a big boy. I put some weight behind it. I was like, bro, she break her hip. How am I gonna call 911? It's gonna be so awkward. I'm in the bed like, oh, yeah.
Yikes! I did it. I did, Miss Keisha.
But it's different, like between an older man with a younger woman, because he's most likely doing that whole thing that you're requesting. But you have an older woman with a younger man. 9 times out of 10, she's the one that's making the money and take. So she's not even living the life that she wanted to live. She has to take that. And what you hear when a man is in a woman's house, this my house. I'm out of here. We saw it went viral on thing when you're talking about dating a single mom. There's nothing wrong with single moms. I commend you all for being strong. Now I just say you gotta take accountability. It's some of them that's like, oh, he ain't shit. Well, he was enough shit for you to fuck him so many times. Y'all was together
and
forever.
To keep the baby.
Yeah.
And they go through 9 months.
Or you had 3 kids by this nigga, but he wasn't shit.
Right.
Like when he
self-evaluation.
When he stop being shit, you have to have some kind of accountability. But I'm not ever going to say that you're that there's something wrong with that. No, because if you find somebody that's going to take that responsibility, that's great. I appreciate that. I'm happy that you was able to find somebody.
Definitely facts.
But you have a lot of situations where you are competing for this type of guy. Unless you're able to say, hey, he's a good guy. Is he a provider? Being a provider doesn't mean he has to make $1 million.
Fact.
You get me? There's good men that work and make there's
honest
good
livings.
women that work honest livings, and they're good people. That don't make you a bad person. Just like making money don't make you a good person.
Correct.
Correct. It's the opposite.
But
shitty people.
And I asked him. I said, "Have you ever dated somebody that makes that?" When they say, "Oh, well, he need to make like $200,000-$300,000 a year," I said, "Have you ever dated somebody that make that?"
They're very particular.
And they like say, "Yeah, I dated guys." I say, "No, not fucked.
No,
not going out on a date. Dated." Like y'all was in a relationship.
It'd be the most.
And I say, let me ask you.
One-sided relationship ever.
He's going to literally be, like you said, he's going to literally be like, this is the game plan.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing.
He treats it like it's a business because his money is vital.
Just came to my mind. Young Miami. Young Miami. She teaching all these women how to finesse. Right?
He is.
Got with, and he was like, I'm having fun. Da da da. What's he drop? I don't know why everybody try to put marriage and relationships on something. Some people just want to have fun. You okay with being a side chick? Cool. But he's gonna let you know what it is.
Oh yeah.
See, I don't think she a side chick. She just a chick.
I get you that. I get you that.
I really respect the way she move. Like it's like we together, but we're not together.
No. She's not saying that because she's saying that. She's saying that because Diddy's saying that.
You think?
I know that. All right, go back since you follow.
She had him stomped a little bit.
Because Diddy know how to. He's trying to make sure he say the right things. At the right
I get
time.
it, but she's
correct.
But you saw the eye contact though.
Let's not get it confused though. Diddy gave her the play.
That's a fact. It's on revolt.
He gave her the play,
but she would have had it.
And
he went on there. Else,
he went on there to put her. If it wasn't Diddy on that couch, nobody would have. It was another female watching that.
Yep.
Niggas watch that shit like, oh shit. All right, let's see what happens. Hey. But what happened soon after that, bitch? This is the funny thing about it, though. Diddy got you fighting on Instagram with one of his other hoes, and he never stepped in to say anything about it. That's how you. That's how you know. That's how you know he's the one that's saying.
That's how you know he got it.
Game recognized game. That's how you know he's telling her, "Hey, this is how we move."
Yeah.
And I tell people this. I say, "All right, go back. I
don't even mind the beat.
Look when they got back together. I don't mind it either. Like I don't give a fuck.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Nobody gonna ever get along.
They're competing.
Especially not with Diddy.
They're competing for position.
And Diddy been in the game for a long time.
She want to be point guard.
Yeah.
Right now she coming off the bench. She's the Harden of OKC.
Yeah, she tried it, and it was like, you played your card.
Play your position. Play your position.
You playing spades, and you thought you got the little Joker. That big Joker come out.
Big Joker didn't drop yet. Speaking of spades, if you in ATL this weekend, I'm going to be at the Bonafide Spades tournament.
Let's wrap this up.
Turn it up.
Let's go.
But one quick thing about that situation, if you go back, if you think I'm playing about Diddy making sure that she moved in a certain way, look at how she dressed, her hair, her way she talked, the way she acted prior to being with Diddy before it come out. The moment it came out, her whole persona, except for her music, her whole persona on social media and stuff switched up. Definitely. She became more classy, quote unquote classy. Mm-hmm. And that's honestly because you're dealing with a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel that.
That's true. You're going to give it the program or you're going to change the channel. Period. So, let us know how y'all feel about this.
Comments, please.
Hit us up on
Please interact.
IG at Vibe Society.
Talking your head off.
If you got ideas for topics or anything like that, hit us up at Vibe Society at gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Also, like we said, we'll keep y'all posted on the IG of where we'll start streaming from, since YouTube keep giving us a fucking issue. So we may switch over to Twitch, and we'll see how that work out, and we'll go from there. We're just filling out. We appreciate y'all vibing with us with this.
Thank you.
Once again, if you're gonna be in the June 25th, you already know what it is. Shout out to our sponsors, Mixmasters. They collabing with Ramen Jerk. And they're bringing at the veranda, they're bringing R&B cookout.
Mm-hmm. And if you haven't had a chance to look at that venue, it is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful venue, great vibes. Y'all don't want to miss it.
The DJs, the host, it's going to be ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And if that's not enough, come out and vibe with the Vibe Society.
Yes,
you get me. Come and vibe with the podcast that's really giving the conversation to the community.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So once again, I go by the name LB Easy, aka Passport Poppy. Shout out to my bro Mayhem, and the beautiful Simone. And we'll be back with y'all next week with another show hitting you over the head with the topics that you want to hear. Yes. And I appreciate y'all dropping them topics to us. And as you drop a topic, we're going to shout out who brought the topic so that, we can shout y'all out. All right? So until next time, love, peace, and sun. All right, y'all. We
Peace out.
See y'all.